I'm pretty sure that YouTube is not going to let me monetize this. And that's okay. I already did a video today. I just wanted to hop on here real quick and talk about this real quick because this afternoon went bizarre. Okay. If you don't know who I am, I'm Suzanne Titcomar. I used to write for Pathos for 10 years. I did a column on the evangelical quiverful movement. Now I'm writing my own book called With Strange Fire about my life in the quiverful movement. Um, don't believe it I'm talking about today. These are just my opinions. And sometimes they're my funny opinions. I have been laughing my rear end off. Why? What is today? Today is 420. Am I high? No, sadly enough, I am not high. I am pro marijuana just because I take edibles for my asthma. I was put on them some time ago by a doctor connected to Johns Hopkins because when you run out of meds, you try weird stuff. And if somebody told me eating a bowl of cat turds would solve my problems, I'd be saying, bring on the hot sauce and the spoon, baby. And it has helped tremendously. It's always helped me when I have such a tightening in my chest. It loosens everything up. I don't like the high feeling. I know a lot of people do. I was going to do a live stream, but then I got high. Not really, but these idiots have provoked me into it. The Gospel Coalition used to take some very middle of the road stances about everything, and nobody paid them much mind. With the Josh Butler thing, the gleaming ropes of white man juice thing that they're promoting with the Josh Butler book and promoting sex as the way to salvation, I think they've lost their damn marbles, you guys. Hey, super fun Sherry. I think they've lost their damn marbles, okay? And it just popped across my Twitter feed a little while ago. I was getting ready to get off. I popped on real quick to check because I've been fighting with somebody today. And the Gospel Coalition sounded off about recreational marijuana usage. I don't even have to read the article to know what their stance is going to be. And it's a particularly stupid stance compared to what I know about many people in my old church and their love of chemical substances, from beer to various things to marijuana through Xanax, mother's little helper. Okay, so here's what they verklempt about the fact that you can buy it. Oh, I got to go back and say this article was from 2014 and they're promoting it right now. And it is all the it is made by the Lord himself. It says in the Bible that all plants with seeds are made to be a help, and it's a plant with a seed. This is an article from 2014. What makes it so incredibly short-sighted are so many things. They're verklimping about the fact that Colorado legalized recreational marijuana. Since that time, many other states have done so. The state where I hold my legal U.S. residency, Maryland, is completely legal. And there's so many places now that are. Washington, D.C. is. And even places I would have never suspected, Virginia, have approved medical marijuana, and they're well on their way to approving the recreational. Same with AZ, same with a lot of places. And it's been beneficial for me. And I know it's beneficial for a lot of people who have pain, breakthrough pain for whatever reason, whether it's cancer, whether you're having nerve pain for whatever reason, whether it's PTSD in our armed forces. It has been proven to be a help for certain conditions. So I am all about it. I am all for it. I'm all in. It's amazing for pain and anxiety. You're exactly right, Super Fun Sherry. Exactly right. It is amazing for so many things. With the asthma, it could take my tight breathing tubes and just open them all the way up, like a miracle drug. I don't like the sensation, but that's just me personally. I smoked like a fiend when I was 14 to 18 years old. And then I put the devil's lettuce down. Now I do the edible devil's lettuce, and I love it. So this ancient article, ancient in the fact that it came out in 2014, article by them, is examining whether or not marijuana is sinful, the recreational use. And it talks about there's been no actual medical proof that it helps anything. And it says you have to use the exact same thinking that they use when it does stop your panic attack, just like it stops my asthma. So that's a good thing. So you have to treat it like you treat alcohol. Are you drinking because you like the taste every now and then? Or are you drinking to get drunk? So they're saying if you get any kind of intoxication from marijuana, that you're sinning. What really makes it funny is they do a thing where they claim up and down there is no edible use for marijuana. They said nobody would ever add marijuana to anything to make it taste better. Au contraire, my frere, there are tons of us I know that would get, oh, there's my husband throwing the trash can, would get cannabis flower. You can make cannabis flower from the seeds. There's all sorts of things. There used to be a company that sold brownies made with marijuana flour, not with the marijuana, but the flour. So if you're somebody who can't have wheat flour, it's actually a good substitute, along with many other different types of flours. I never cared for rice flour because it's always gritty. So I was always on the search for other kinds of flour back when I still react to wheat, which I don't anymore. Being a nurse, I've seen the benefits of marijuana and cancer in patients. Yeah, these are just a bunch of nut jobs. Yes, indeed, they are a bunch of nut jobs. So it just makes me laugh that they're bringing up the super old article from 2014 and acting like it still applies. The evidence is in, it's helpful. So many products can be made from the seeds, the stems. Used to be that the plants were what rope was made out of. So for them to take such a hardline stance against it for any reason is pretty ridiculous. It just makes me laugh. Makes me want to sing the high song. And it's funny because my husband is very straight-laced and he never liked marijuana and all that. But if I want to make him laugh, all I have to do is play the video for Because I Got High. He starts listening to the lyrics, he just starts laughing. So that's the good thing, and that's the good news. And I'm just ignoring their stupid stance. It's just right up there with them approving the guy who was saying what a river of life is between the sex organs of various husbands and wives. No. Sex organs don't have a thing to do with being saved. It just doesn't. Just like marijuana is not the devil's weed, is the devil's lettuce, as they're trying to make it seem here through to this day. And at the same time, I'm watching people that are losing their minds over the whole thing that the transgendered actress did one ad for Bud Light, so now they're all shooting up their Bud Light and stuff. And that's not even the funny part about it. Okay, I can understand having a boycott because you don't approve of something that a company is doing. There's nothing wrong with that. So if that's really how you feel, boycott away with Bud Light. But here's where it got funny. I saw a online provocator, and not a Christian, but a big atheist I know, that was saying, "Oh, it made Anheuser-Busch lose $5 billion." And I had to point out that the $5 billion they lost last month was 1% of their gross. 1%. Think about that for a minute. So they were trying to make it act like the boycott actually did anything, which it did not, like most boycotts don't. And the other thing that was kind of funny is the same person was saying, "Oh, go buy Bud Light stock." because it's bound to be cheap right now. And I had to point out, Bud Light does not sell separate Bud Light stock. Bud Light is owned by Anheuser-Busch, and they're a huge corporation. They have all kinds of beer brands they own. They're usually a good stable stock to buy. They usually only go up. One of their prospectus back when I owned stock in them said people drink in bad times, people drink in good times. So if you're looking for a good steady stock, that's a good one. But to say, oh, we're going to boycott and drink all these other beers. So all the beers they're talking about, they're also that they're going to drink to replace Bud Light are owned by Anheuser-Busch. So when you're doing these things, whether the Gospel Coalition or a bunch of guys with beers, the argument is about the morality of Dylan and his promotion. I know that's what the argument is. And it's a worthy argument to be having. I don't know enough about it to be able to give you an opinion either way on it. I saw the ad. Oh, hey, Grace Peter. I saw the ad, and the ad is kind of strange. And I've heard things about Dylan, but I was just laughing at the knee jerk with somebody I knew that I was like, I can't believe you're saying all these things. It just exposed how ignorant you are, all of it. Running around saying buy Bud Light stock because it would be tanked right now. No, it was not tanked because it's part of Anheuser-Busch and there's no tanking that. There's no tanking that giant. There just isn't. They're the biggest beer distributor in the world. It's kind of like, David and Goliath. Maybe it worked in those days, but I don't think it does now. So I'm going to have to go ahead and take a look more at Dylan and his promotion of trans and kids, because I do have a problem with that. If you want to transition and you're over 18, be my guest. Who am I to tell you, hey, Arctic Timberwolf, to tell you what you can't do with yourself or your gonads? I'm really not that comfortable doing that. I believe in minding your own business and letting people do what they're going to do. I just always have, always will. And medical oranges, no. But when you start influencing kids, we start telling kids that's, I don't want to say normal. When you start telling kids, go do this right now, that's a whole different ball game. It can be presented in a way that's not either way, where it's not saying, yay, trans, and not saying trans is terrible. It's like some people feel this way. And when they reach the age of 18 and they feel like they're in the wrong body, they do this and that and the other thing. I have no problem with that. Give the information, let the person make the decision, and just go on with it. And I've heard some things about Dylan, and everybody is saying that this is somebody that's trans for the attention. I don't know. Is that possible? Sure, it's possible. I just haven't looked at it enough. I'm busy enough with these crazy ass Doug Wilson supporters who I'm going to address tomorrow, because they are really snarking and nastying up today. And I have had to laugh at some of them. Oranges have vitamin C, so it means oranges are medicine and it's bad to like the taste of them and eat them for fun. Who said that? Oranges are not the only thing with vitamin C. There are a lot of fruits and vegetables with helpful everything, and they're not considered medicine. And there's some things that are considered medicine you really don't want any part of. And you don't smell those. You don't go smell them. Why? Because you get a snootful of scopolamine in your blood and you keel over and die. So you have to use some common sense with all of this stuff. And I'm not comfortable with telling a 16-year-old, hey, let's go ahead and get you X, Y, and Z. Let's get you this transition. It's just like I would not allow anyone under 18 to get a breast augmentation. Who does that? You really need to have more maturity than that. Used to be, to transition, you had to really undergo a lot of psychological counseling before that went through. Shoot, just to get stomach banding, they used to make you go through a year of psychiatric counseling first. So maybe psychiatric counseling is not a bad idea for people that want to do these things. I don't have any problem with them doing them. I just want them to be sure about what they're doing. Well, as sure as anyone can be. And someone's complaining. Do you hear her? She's complaining hard because I haven't paid any attention to Deb. I'm busy. They want to make everything into a medicine. I'm going to have to read up about that. Okay, you guys, I'm going to go. I just wanted to jump on here real quick and rant about the medical marijuana and about Gospel Coalition's stance at this day and age. It's funny. Oh, it's downright funny that they've taken this with it after all this time and all these places legalizing it. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. I got to rant about Doug Wilson's crazy fiction. Pastors have no business writing romance novels.